distant after asking me to visit his mother? So when I joined university last year, I became extremely close with this guy. Normally, I do go for guys taller than me as I am 5 feet 10 inches, but at this instance I did not care as he checked all my boxes and was so sweet. He had confessed to me less than a month knowing me, and even though I liked him, I had to reject him. I gave him my reasonings, which was he is very flirtatious and feely with his girlfriends who we share as we are on the same course. Things like friend dates, them sitting on his lap. I am against this as my other exes all done the same thing, and it had ruined me mentally. Despite that we stayed friends as we were close and loved the conversations we had. I had gotten into another relationship and we grew a little bit distant but still remained friends. When me and my partner broke up early summer, we did talk a lot. He was going through family issues and so was I. So going to each other was natural as we do not let a lot of people know about deep topics we have in common. Comes in September, the next university year came in, we were talking still non-stop, practically obsessed with each other. Always joking about marriage, but we wasn't really joking and had opened up to each other about how we felt again. He had told me that he was talking to someone earlier in the year but ended it because it wasn't what we had. We spoke even more, sitting and chatting for ages and lectures, flirting constantly. I spoke to his mom who knew everything about me. She had asked me to visit as she is getting surgery overseas, as he had told her that previously he had effed it up, and he thanked me for telling him as it made him more aware. I thought he genuinely changed. Fast forward to this week. He had started becoming cold and distant and doing the same thing he did last year. Flirting and going on friend dates with girls in our course. I would message him, but he would not respond, even though he is talking to his girlfriends on our course group chats and watching my stories. I am a huge communicator, so I had asked what is up. He told me he knows that he is being distant and he understands me and that he normally isn't like this and said he is busy even though I mentioned the group chat. In that same conversation, he left me on delivered and spoke in the GC. He is like my best friend, the person I speak to the most, and I really, really like him. Any thoughts/opinions on what is going through his head and what I should do as I see him every weekday? I would still like to see his mother and little siblings before her big surgery. I, 25F, can never tell my husband, 31M, something he does is bothering me without him blowing up. I'm at the point where I don't know what to do. We've been together 2 years and now are expecting our first child together. Of course, in the beginning of a relationship, you're figuring a person out. You don't know if some of the things are temporary or if it's part of their personality. Everything was good in the beginning until I started seeing signs of short temper that he managed to hide really well for a long time and impatience further down the line. When something upsets him, he goes into a rage of cursing and groaning loud and starts mumbling words to himself, which can sound scary sometimes because I have no idea WTF he is saying. Every time I bring something up to him that bothers me, he says all I do is nag. He gets mad and leaves to go for a walk or something, or he'll run off to the bathroom and stay in the shower for like an hour avoiding me. He says I nag, but what it really is I'll notice the issue, bring it up. Anger. Then I wait for a change. I almost never see it, so I bring it up again after some time goes by. The response I get is, you have a problem with every single I do. Nothing I do is ever enough for you. You aren't happy with me. Then he gets loud, goes into rage mumble, starts groaning, then he walks away, and the problem is always left unresolved. I went to go pee in the middle of the night and got up with my ass covered in piss because he pees and it splashes on the seat. I asked nicely, do you think maybe you can start putting the toilet seat up when you pee because I sat and pee? Same reaction. Then he has the audacity to show me all these fucking TikTok reels of male podcasts talking about what a real woman is supposed to be to a man and how they should make him feel, and says shit like, I don't get this from you. All you do is XYZ. I don't feel heard. I don't feel wanted and loved by you. Like WDF? I'm just so overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do, RN. I'm pregnant, so I try not to push myself to be super stressed out. He's always talking about how our problems should stay in the relationship and I should never step out and talk to someone else about our issues, but what else am I supposed to do? TLDR, husband gets mad at me for bringing up something that he does that bothers me, and the situation never gets resolved. Yesterday, I, 29/F, ghosted my now ex-BF, 38/M, after discovering he's been cheating on me. Did I do the right thing? I had to borrow my boyfriend's laptop yesterday on a whim because I had an interview and Microsoft Teams was not updating on my laptop. Before giving it to me, he wiped a lot of clean in the next room over and then handed it to me. I could see he had uninstalled several messaging apps as it appeared on the Windows search bar. He told me very adamantly that it was his personal laptop and was to not touch anything and not change the configurations. I asked him, why would I have an interview and that's it. Anyways, all of that considered, I did the thing you're not supposed to do and went through his message on the WhatsApp browser because he forgot to do that. Within a minute, I realized he has been cheating on me with a woman that he was previously seeing before me, but in actuality, he never stopped seeing her. I didn't sift through any other messages because that was enough for me. I calmly packed up my bag and acted normal and had him drive me home. I said nothing, and when I arrived home I blocked him on everything. I've chosen to do this method because I have a history of being manipulated and minimized by him. Any time I would give him room to talk me out of something, it worked. So I'm choosing to ghost and go and see. This isn't a long relationship, only 7 months, but exclusivity was clearly discussed, and he expected such of me and I of him. Am I immature for ghosting? I couldn't confront him because I knew he would convince me to stay, to lie more, etc.
My girlfriend F/25 wants me M/26 to pay off her student loans to show her that I'm serious about our relationship. What is the best thing to do here? My girlfriend and I have been dating for about 8 months now. We have gone on great dates. She introduced me to her friends. She cooks for me and spoke highly of me to her parents. We had a conversation last night about our future together. My girlfriend believes we are not in a serious relationship until I pay off her student loans in full. The balance is $6,000. My girlfriend has a good relationship with both her parents. They are not together, but her father is not willing to help her out even though he is financially stable and has his own successful business. She doesn't tell me why her father refuses to help her. I have tried explaining to her that we can work on a budget together. She doesn't want that and wants to go back to school to finish her BA degree. She communicated with her degree she can start her career. She currently works at a retail job earning minimum wage and I work in tech. We both still live with our parents. My 30M GF29F lied about a dinner date with coworker and it still bothers me. Any advice? I've 30M. Been with my girlfriend, 29F, for 5 years. She lied to me earlier this year about a teamwork dinner, which was actually just a dinner with one of her male coworkers and nobody else. I felt something was off and snooped, which led to other problems, but that's how I find out, and also saw him compliment her via text the day of the dinner. She didn't reply to it and told me that she actually invited others out to join them after he made that compliment, but I have no way of confirming that. We had a long argument. I've been cheated on in the past and naturally have trust issues. I've tried to move past it, but they still work together and I'm assuming are still friends, even though I don't hear much at all about him aside from he's trying to set her up with one of his other girlfriends. The deceit she showed by lying to me about who she was going out with and planning what feels like a dinner date still eats me up sometimes. What's the best way to proceed forward? Should I bring this up with her, and if so, how would you go about doing it? TLDR. GF of 5 years lied to me about a dinner date with a male coworker and I still feel lingering doubt as it relates to trust. Big thanks to everyone who watched to the end. I really appreciate the support. And please hit the subscribe button.